I like recently been changing my life since, like we last spoke. You've always been like honest with me and like put me in my place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In like the most motherly, kind way. That's why I love you so much. Because even when I was going through my darkest times, like you never used that against me. You know what I mean? And that's how you know that the love is like genuine and it's always gonna be there. And I'm always be here for you, like straight up. You can call my phone whenever. I'm so serious. And I think I'm gonna be back and forth from New York, so I'm gonna be coming to see you more.
My real name is Wendy Hunter.
Hunter.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm divorced.
Yes.
He's got no money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love you.
So do I.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, I mean, if you don't know who that is, that was Wendy Williams and that was Black China. And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It's some things like they just instantly when you watch it, it'll make you kind of like, damn. If you watch that and you can't, and of course it's social media, so you've seen a lot of people sitting here. First thing they say, "Oh, that's her karma." Da 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 da. I don't know why y'all trying to feel sad for her, bro. Only way you can feel like that and you kind of even have that opinion or that that thought process is you just don't have older parents or you don't have any older family members and you just haven't seen what somebody getting old in front of you seems like.
But my question even to them people, she dragged her the most. And for her to even sit down and even have a conversation with her, I feel like out of everybody in what's named Black China was talked about the most.
So and two things where I kind of what made me even feel bad for just even one because it's just like, oh, Black China ain't a super personable person where she kind of like she have her moments, but she don't sit here and go like unless it was like going back and forth with Rob or something. But just she's not one of those people you see these type of moments with her where she's having a vulnerable moment with Wendy Williams and she's kind of like almost kind of like pouring her heart out and trying to show her some love and you watching like and if you looking at this woman it's just like you could tell like if you really paying attention to like Wendy Williams' eyes, you can kind of see like in moments where her eyes is like she there, but she don't even look like she there. It's like she's spaced out almost. So it's like when you see that and you hear this, like, dog, how the first thing come out your mouth is karma. Like that to me is crazy. But again, like I said, like you just you haven't seen, and I guess because maybe she's not as old as like when we thinking of like older family members who may be like in their 70s or in their 80s or in their 90s or whatever case may be. But I have seen it just multiple times in just my own dealing. Like I remember like one of my vivid moments that I can remember when our grandmother on our mom's side was getting old. And sitting here and me and one of our uncles was carrying her down the stairs because she couldn't walk down the stairs no more to take her to like one of her last doctor's appointments. Like I remember that just so it's like when you see stuff like that, I always just know sometimes when people just be like, again, when we just sitting here saying like, when I was talking about the Angel Reese thing, I'm like, no, my morals and principles sometimes, or just my real life experiences won't never let me sit here and rush and to be like, I need these clicks or I need this engagement or I just want to sit here and be that judgmental or that harsh on somebody. Because I promise you, 9 times out of 10, to all the people who sitting here saying it, you'll be the same people who one day you got a family member that's ill and y'all be the person who can't stop posting in your Insta story, holding their hand in the hospital bed and this, that, and the third. Like, bro, that shit be like, y'all, yeah, you want to sit here and you want people to be compassionate for you at that moment, but you guess what you wouldn't even be looking for? You wouldn't even be looking for that shit if you would sit here being compassionate to other people all the time. Because you wouldn't need that. You would have friends or family members who will already be willing to show up for you and show you that love that you don't need to run to your IG story and look for some goddamn compassion. And that's the sad thing with most people, just because and I know that when you're looking for your outlet is your IG story, that means you don't have enough people in your real life that you can even sit here and get that type of love for.
See you.
So realistically, that speaks highly on you, and that's my point. Like I remember this girl, and we was just like getting to know each other, and we was just shooting the text or whatever case may be, and she was telling me like she was dealing with this dude, and like a red flag for her or a turnoff was that I think he was taking care of his mom, and he was just like his mom was old, so he kind of like still trying to figure out how to balance dating And she was like, that was a turnoff because one, he was living with his mom, but he was literally taking care of her. Like his mom was like going, back and forth to the hospital or whatever. She may be getting old, she needed help. So she was just like, oh yeah, I couldn't deal with that because it's like we can't even lay up because whatever the case may be. And she got her own shit. So I'm just like, dog, but you and I get sometimes I think when people have these moments, one, your parents just may still be young. So you don't even understand how close these moments can be for you. You can't predict the future. You don't know what your family's health like. Because I'd even seen, I think when I heard, was it DJ Envy? I can't remember. Somebody I was listening to. It might have been Ebro and them. I was listening to them earlier today, and they were speaking on just how sometimes the drinking situation can add to the dimension and make it speed up if you are like a heavy drinker. And that was one of the things that I think one of the clips of the videos that was going viral from the Wendy situation where it was like, I think it was a manager or somebody who was coming in the room and she drunk a whole big bottle of vodka to herself. I think like she was in a room, she locked herself in a room and she drunk a whole big bottle. And like, bro, you supposed to be, like she was supposed to be in rehab or stop drinking. And that don't add to none of your situations. And even from me,
on how long it's been or whatever, because you don't know when she was battling with that whole alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but the alcohol, how even alcohol responds to different people. Because I remember just when I was being younger, working at a barbershop, and it was an old dude who used to be like hanging in the barbershop, and he used to drink. And when he finally started like try to kick the liquor, he had to get one of his legs amputated because his body was so used to relying on the liquor. So when he trying to kick the liquor, his body started to react in a different way. So he kind of like he literally had to amputate one of his legs because he wanted to stop drinking. But this man was like, he was super old. He had like all grades. He was an older man. But you talking about if let's say he was been drinking for the last 30 some plus years, and now you trying to kick that habit, it was like, bro, that don't play in your favor. But I'm just saying, for so many people, when you have those moments, and the crazy thing is when I'm watching the Wendy situation and people even just talk about like how you repeat certain stories, like I always, even sometimes like when I'm talking to dad, I get scared because I'm like, dog, you done told me this story a million times. But I understand my dad is old. He just literally just turned 71 last week. So I understand, bro, that just come with the territory. But that's why I have a different compassion when I'm watching this Wendy shit. I'm like, dog, I couldn't laugh at this, or I can't even sit here and not pay attention and have some type of empathy for me because, dog, I know for a fact when I have conversations with my father, though it be certain stories he done told me a million times. And this is in the last couple of decent, might be in not even a 2-year span yet. But I still see, but guess you know what? Even after having those conversations, and if they listen and say I might be like, the conversation go for an hour, and the whole conversation can be repeated. But you know what? I remind myself even after it's over, I thank God and just like, you be thankful that I can even still have these conversations. Because guess what? It's some people who wish they would have had them conversations. You would have wished you would have sit here and made time for your parents to sit here and show up for them and allow them to have these moments with you, because realistically, it's not guaranteed you're going to have them. And that's why most of y'all you be so dramatic with your shit because you sit here and act like tomorrow was promised. It's not even promised for us. I don't care how old you are.
Hey, question. So when the girl, whatever, said that was a red flag, so how did you go move about that? Did that turn you off?
Yeah, it turned me off immediately. It turned me off immediately because you sometimes you don't even have to. I don't even have to sit here. I don't even have to experience it, but I could just still imagine how that would feel.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because like I said, the older you get, even some of our friends who have lost parents already, or their parents are getting old, and they sitting have to go through certain things. Or I sit here, I've dealt with women who their parent maybe, and they had to be hands on and help like change their parents or wash them up or whatever the case may be. Like some people experience it to a dramatic level where you won't never be able to even understand it if you don't experience it. Or if you don't have the compassion to, when somebody's telling you something that they're going through, to sit here and be like, damn, this could happen to me, or whatever the case may be, or this has happened to me, or I noticed somebody happened to me. So I'm sitting here saying like, damn, that's kind of foul. And I mean, of course, everybody, you got your own boundaries, you got your own whatever issues that you feel like you have when you come to dating. So it may, I can't like, I'm going to judge you, and it's going to be, and it's going to be a turn off for me. But I mean, if you feel like that, God, I'm just praying that you don't experience it.
Right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Because when that shoe get on the other foot, you're going to sit here and look back and like, damn. No, you're going to look back and say, damn, I wish I would have had more compassion for somebody that I met. And like I said, it may take 10 years from now. But I guarantee you, as soon as you start to go with it with one of your family members, you're going to remember how you kind of shunned somebody 10 years ago or 5 years ago because they were dealing with that with their family member. So it's just like when you see people sit here and say karma, or sit here and bring up her past or stuff she said, it's like, so we all have said wild stuff, but do you want you want your karma to be bad health at an earlier age?
And I'm pretty sure you've done 10 times things worse than that.
Exactly. So it's just like, I was kind of, I'm not gonna lie to you, that was like
and my thing, you never heard her speak ill on people just off, like she was doing her job. If that was her job to do that, and that's what y'all came to see, why y'all sitting here now? Oh, that's karma. But y'all came to see her or watch her show just for that. And if that's what's selling, why are you now you want to kick her back? Oh, she was, you know, she was talking bad about people, but that's what you came there to see her do.
That's a fact. And you know what's and you know that's the, I guess, even when we talk about, when you say that, it's even like I always say that even when it comes to the blog pages, it's like, for me, I just use them because I need just the topics, because you can always, a situation can come up and you can find your own way to speak on it. Like, and you gotta, and one thing I do understand about the internet, everybody hasn't experienced life the same way. Because I even say I could tie this almost into a sports thing. Okay, for over the weekend, I think was it Friday night or was it Saturday night or Friday night? I can't remember which one it was. But the Timberwolves and the Pelicans was playing, and Jimmy Butler got into it with what's his name, Najee Marshall, I think. I didn't even know he was from here until I posted the video, and niggas was DMing me like, man, good looking, bro. That's my cousin.